who's to blame for the college football coaching shakeup?
Man, when I think about the shakeups and really the collateral damage from the shakeups, I blame the coaches first, but I also blame the NCAA.
Okay.
I blame the NCAA because we always say college football is amateur. Well, then we said it's not amateur, it's business. But the problem really, America, is that it's business to one group of people and it's amateur to another. And I think that's the disconnect. Because for players, if you got coaches that are making $100 million, Mel Tucker, Michigan State, 10 years, $9.5 million, incentives that can go up to 10. You got coaches making $100 million, and you got players that aren't making money. They have the opportunity to make money, but don't ever get bamboozled. The opportunity of making bread and making bread are two totally different things.
Talk Acho.
That's joining a startup versus getting a salary. A startup company, you got the opportunity to make bread. A salary, you gonna make bread. So that's the problem is you got players that are living an amateur lifestyle. Wait, I still got to go to study hall, and it's mandated? I got to go to dining hall, and it's mandated? I used to not be able to go get a job somewhere else?
Dining
you know what it is, bro. I got to go to dining hall. I got to eat this.
Who's mad at that, though? I missed that.
So,
wait, my wife is.
There's just a disconnect, y'all, because Sal and I, Sanchez, have been arguing for 48, maybe 72 hours now that Brian Kelly is a business. Business is business. He did what was business. Yeah, right. But I'm sitting there like, to these 18 and 19-year-olds, it's not yet fully a business. I'm not too old to remember that I didn't think it was a business because it wasn't a business for me. It was amateur for me. A business for me means I'm getting paid and I'm performing an act of service, which is in turn giving me money. Not a scholarship check, not a free education that I could have gotten via scholarship, be a top 10%, none of that. A business to me is I'm performing a service, I'm being compensated for my service. It's a business for the coaches. It is amateur for the athletes. So when coaches make business decisions, now the amateurs are left to deal with the repercussions of the business decisions the coaches are making.
That's totally fair. I think it's been a business for a long time.
Me too.
And now the players are just starting to figure out how they have this opportunity to make money, and some guys are cashing in, some guys aren't. That thing will figure itself out. But to me, to blame is this new recruiting period, this early recruiting signing.
That's part of it.
That's the only thing that accelerates those decisions. Lincoln Riley, after losing that Big 12 champion, or the
Battle of Bedlam game
against Oklahoma State, literally that night he has to do a phone call with USC. Then the next morning they give him the 200-page slideshow, like, hey, here's what we have for you. Then he literally has to look at his wife and kids, like, are we doing this? Are you good with LA? We'll figure out school for the kid. Okay, cool. Hey, Alex Grinch, you want to go to SC? Hey, assistant coaches, you want to go to SC? Let's ride. I mean, what else are you going to do? Because if he doesn't do that, if he waits, has another team meeting, has a team banquet, all that kind of stuff, he's going to lose all those kids to Oklahoma, the team he just left, instead of flipping them before he gets to his new spot. So, I mean, I understand the emotions of it. And Coach Kelly, everybody's on him for he had a 10-minute team meeting. That's all he gave these kids before he left. What do you want him to do? He's got to catch a flight, man.
You got to go. And that's the thing I love.
I'm about to go to war again.
I'm
about to go to war. Do we have the A block? Because we can rewrite it.
We are. And look, there's a real case study right now. There's actually a player, Malachi Nelson, who's now a USC Trojan, who was going to be an Oklahoma Sooner because Lincoln Riley was there. Lincoln Riley, last 72 hours, fast life, right? And it happened fast for him. It happened fast for Malachi Nelson. These dominoes fall very fast. So now you look at Brian Kelly, you look at all these coaches because of the early signing period. They're like, I got to go. Now, let's talk to what Acho is talking about because, Acho, you went to the University of Texas and you didn't think it was a big business? I went to Columbia and I knew I was going around the big business, but I didn't get a salary. You didn't get a salary. Maybe, I don't know, UT. USC? Well, we already know. Range Rovers. They're pulling up. Where you at, Pete? Here's the thing. Pete gone. Here's the thing. Oh, man, y'all didn't know this was a business. I'm glad at least Sanchez admits it. Here's the thing. When you walk into college football, this is what they emotionally used to think as a coach. I'm making all this money. This kid doesn't make any money. But you know what? He doesn't even have the chance and opportunity to make money. And then you know what started to happen? Player empowerment, which is a thing we need to salute and applaud, right? All that stuff. Here's the problem. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And now all of a sudden we got the NILs, We got all of these guys in the transfer portal. Hey, coach, you benched me this
free
week.
agency.
Yeah. All these things happen. When we got early signing period, equal and opposite reactions. And this is what I want the players to understand. Y'all are participating in this business as well. Now, to me, I looked at college as an equity conversation, not a salary conversation. I thought that I was investing in my overall future, so I'm going to go to a school that gives me the best overall opportunity for success. It worked out. I got the best of both worlds. But these players need to understand this. When y'all sitting there in y'all high school gyms thinking y'all cute, auntie and them and uncles and mama and them and all of them got on different colors and split jerseys and you got a LSU hat here and you got a USC hat here and you say, okay, well, my selection, my choice, I'll take my talents to USLSU. Do you know what you just did to that other program? You changed lives. And that's what happens. These lives are being changed from one direction, and now they're feeling that their lives will be changed from the other direction. Okay. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
The water's warm. Sel,
playing with people's lives like that.
You have stood in front of an audience and heard these words. I've never stood in front of an audience,
Wiley.
But I've sat in front of an audience and heard these words.
What?
Gotta let this hit.
Okay, let's hit. Pregnant pause. Here we go.
You stood in front of an audience and you've heard these words, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yes.
Why? Because you have a moment before making a commitment to speak. If I'm going to commit to USLSU, that was my speak now moment. But once I say LSU, that's a different moment. Because within the confinements of a season, cats can sit out, cats can tap out, cats can enter these transfer portals. But you have a moment before you make a long-term commitment, before you make a vow, before you stand in front of an audience, before you stand in front of a team to speak now or forever hold your peace. Now, I'm not telling Brian Kelly to forever hold your peace. But hold your peace till the end of the season, please. You ain't got to hold it forever. But can you at least hold it until we know if we're going to the playoffs, Sanchez? Sanchez
can't do that.
You can't. You lose Malachi Nelson.
Because of the ways of the landscape, the college football landscape.
Yeah.
And hold on. What about these players that sit out bowl games?
Oh,
great. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked.
We don't drink champs.
Somebody on the side.
No player has sat out of a playoff game. I would not be so up in arms if not a playoff
They
game.
are not in the playoffs. So why you keep bringing that up?
Because they
They have
can
an
be.
opportunity to be. I understand that.
Go.
They can. Yeah.
Go.
They can, but they're not.
What you mean, so what? There's a difference between sitting out a Week 17 game and sitting out a Super Bowl. I know plenty of players in the NFL have sat out Week 17 games. Man, I got a broken nail. I'm going to go ahead and sit this one out. Ain't nobody sitting out the Super Bowl for a broken nail.
That's a business decision. Yeah. Those kids are making a business decision to miss a game to go play in the NFL. Tell me that's not a business decision.
It is a business decision, but the stakes are different. I don't care if somebody breaks up with a girlfriend, but we have issues when people break up with their spouses. That is called divorce. There's legal annulments. There's contracts. You can break up with a girlfriend all willy-nilly. There's levels that dictate the outcome and the punishment and the view of something.
But there's no marriage in college football anymore.
Yes.
The transfer portal, the way these coaches
cheating.
play musical chairs. What do you mean?
It's one of those places, not in Vegas, but right by Vegas and Reno. It's open season, dog. What you doing? You don't know where you are. That's it.
Here's what I have realized.
What have you realized?
You all are so detached.
No, we are real. You're detached.
No,
you're living in a Hallmark card.
I'm not.
Open up Acho.
I'm not. I was playing at the University of the Colors of Your Tie, burnt orange. Shout out to Texas. I was playing there just 10 years ago. Watch your mouth. I was playing there just 10 years ago, and I still remember the college football experience. I can't imagine if y'all were sitting there with a chance at playing in a national championship game. You playing one?
No, not a national championship. No.
I can't, but you got close. I remember.
Over here, ass.
I don't even know what the conference is. This is now an AD conversation. Coming up. I can't imagine, Sanchez, sitting in a meeting room knowing that we are a 6 and we could jump up to a 4, go to a national championship, at least a college football playoff appearance, and our coach wants to dip.
You ready?
They're going to get in now.
You ready?
Exactly. That's the worst part.
Here we go. This is the worst part. He was forced to make this decision.
Don't do that.
Be real.
I was forced to cheat.
No.
She started dancing.
It's not that. It's not cheating. That is not analogous. Here's the thing.
Oh, my God.
In business, there's a thing. Look, he's being offered something, and there are offers you can't refuse. Acho, you and I have talked for years, even before this show. Money, opportunity, right?
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. And if you had plans and then those plans shifted, even you getting to this show, remember you had that shift? You're supposed to be in another city doing your thing big, right?
They try to give me a pay cut. Keep going.
See, now you want to go all the way there? I can just try to keep it clean to protect the guilty. Here's the thing. There are offers you can't refuse. Right now, I'm born and raised in L.A. I'm in L.A. I do a show in L.A. My schedule's beautiful. I love L.A. Someone offered me something that I can't refuse.
What are you gonna do?
That's what you have to do.
Here's my problem.
And everyone playing the game knows that.
There's not much I wouldn't do for $110 million. Like, let's be real here.
Y'all have
Yes.
You know what Lincoln Riley did when he got that offer? He looked at his two daughters and was like, all right, cool, we're set. Babe, you good with this? Are you down with L.A. for a little bit? Let's say he comes here and is here for 5 years and wins 0 games. 0 games. They get the worst recruiting classes, and SC goes even farther down the tank. Okay?
100. 100. And all they say to do it now. Do it now.
Look at worst case scenario.
Can I clarify?
Okay.
I'm not saying turn it down, y'all.
You can't wait.
I'm not saying
you can't wait.
The parameters that are put in place now.
Y'all have to stop saying can't, because y'all gonna confuse the viewers to make the viewers think it's illegal, like he can't do it.
Malachi Nelson.
He can do it.
But you're
he
ruining
can do
your
it.
future at that new place.
Thank you.
So I said this to Sal. I got to say this to you as well.
Let's hear.
Can I bring up my pastor? I'm going to church.
Oh, yeah, we're going back to church. The pastor's scared right now. He ain't been praying lately. Let's hear it.
Sanchez. Wiley come up with the offering plate. Go ahead.
I told this to Sal, Sanchez. My pastor, 5-10 years ago, he said, man, when I meet strangers, he's a married woman. He said, when I meet strangers, I'm oftentimes what's confusing?
Did they just oh, yeah, we together.
That's in a weird place, but go.
Okay, my pastor, he's a married man. I apologize. I'm kidding. I said,
It's a new world. I didn't know what to do.
Y'all could have corrected me.
I mean, not in today's world. I don't know. It could be true.
Pastor, married daughter.
I don't know what church you go to.
When he meets strangers, Sanchez, he's oftentimes cold. He's cold to them because he says this: if I'm going to offend somebody, I would rather offend the stranger than offend my wife. Like, somebody might potentially be offended. If I'm meeting you and you might be overly flirtatious, somebody got to get offended. The point that you all are making is that Lincoln Riley, that Brian Kelly, they would ruin their future opportunities for a month, for a year, maybe. But they're ruining the opportunities of the Notre Dame's players last year. Definitely. So if somebody has to get offended, if somebody got to get ruined, why would you ruin the people that have committed to you for 4 and 5 years, the seniors, the red shirts? You're cold, man. Y'all cold. Go to break. I'm up here with some cold people,
homicidal.
And I'm hot. Y'all cold and I'm hot.
Listen.
This is crazy, man.
What's it called again? Show friends? No, show business. Sorry.
That's just money.
Show friends. Hey, welcome to L.A.
Business.
Entertainment capital of the world.
So y'all would just sell me out for some dollars.
No,
man.
I would tell you where I'm going, and maybe you could buy into it as well. You see Brian Kelly is offering other coaches on staff. You see Lincoln Riley was on the plane with others.
Crazy.
Like, you down with this?
It's like he just got out of the Truman Show.
Lying, though.
I'm not.
You are lying. If someone offered you $100 million to host a show right now, and it's in Bogota or wherever the hell, are you going? Are you going?
Where's Bogota?
What do you mean, West Side Bogota? It matters.
That's a yes. And if they said Marcellus Wiley cannot come with you, that means you're not going to go
Here's
now?
what I would do. Here's what I would do, Sal. If my departure was going to ruin a raise you might get, like Brian Kelly's departure is going to ruin a raise that the Notre Dame players might get raised into the college football playoffs, then I would delay my departure.
Oh, my God. You know what? I love to hear that, but I would tell them, if he doesn't want to go, I'll take the job.